One of the most interesting characters to ever grace the big screen, the Terminator Cyborg has come a long way since its first model shown in the 1984 film. Hey, welcome to WatchMojo.com. I'm your host Derek Allen, and today we'll be looking at Terminator technology. Even though the first seen and most famous Terminator, the T-101 model, first graced the screen in 1984, the original Terminator was in fact built in the early 21st century. The T-1 models were first seen in the third film of the franchise. They were battle robots used by the US military that became self-aware when Skynet is switched on. While less advanced than the T-101 model, this model is still extremely dangerous as it is the ancestor to all future Terminator models. The next Terminator model seen in the film series is the T-101, also known as the T-800. The franchise, however, has introduced several other models to explain the gap between the well-known Terminator and its earliest ancestor. The T-600 model appears in the TV series Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Despite some models of the T-600 being covered in a skin of rubber, they were much easier to spot than the newer T-800 model, which was, in fact, covered with living human tissue, making it look identical to other humans. The tissue that surrounds the cyborg allows it to even sweat and bleed. However, it still does not feel pain, as the flesh is simply a cover for the Terminator's powerful endoskeleton, run by a series of hydraulic servo mechanisms. This endoskeleton gives the model superhuman strength and has also proven nearly indestructible to 20th century weapons. The T-800 is so advanced, its central processing unit even gives it the ability to learn after it has been in contact with humans.
I know now why you cry.
As impressive as the T-800 model seems, it is relatively outdated compared to the T-1000 featured in Terminator 2. This time sent back to eliminate the threat of John Connor and the Resistance, the T-1000, still with all the features of its predecessor, was built with a mimetic polyalloy, which allowed it to emulate anything it touched perfectly. This polyalloy also gives the T-1000 the ability to reform itself in seconds, even after substantial damage. Along with these significant upgrades, the T-1000 has an improved repertoire of human emotion, which allows it to blend in even better with humans. A composite between the T-800 and the T-1000, the TX was actually a solid endoskeleton coated with the mimetic polyalloy. Because of previous models' inability to travel back in time with weapons, the TX was actually built with internal weapons, making it much more dangerous than the previous models that could only fight hand-to-hand and with 20th century weapons. This new model is even capable of controlling other machines, including other Terminators, as it does in Terminator 3. Despite these being the main Terminator models featured throughout the first 3 films of the series, other models have been introduced in novels as well as in the television series.
Come with me if you want to live.
This shows just how much potential these fictional cyborgs have for plot lines. In Terminator Salvation, director Mick G even goes back to tell the story of how the T-800 was first created.
They are replicating human tissue for the T-800. If we let those things go online, then this war is over.